Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. In this, we will brief you about the events which have been planned for the Tech Week by Robotics Club. Next slide, Sanskar. The first event is Cobot-19, which is for 100 points, and the second is Robotics Insight, 80 points. Both the problems are quite challenging, and you will get to learn a lot as the competition proceeds. For both the competitions, we'll be posting relevant resources on a Slack workspace. So if you have not yet joined the Y20 channel on the Slack workspace, make sure you join it now. The link has been provided in the email. You can use it to join this workspace. Okay. Nextly, you'll be assigned a guide or a mentor for both these competitions. That is, there will be a mentor, one mentor per team. The details for the mentor contact details will be provided to you via mail by tonight. You'll have to reach out to the mentors yourselves. So make sure you contact them. Their numbers and email IDs will be provided. Only then they'll be able to help you. Also, all our activities are posted on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So keep track of it on those. Now, firstly, Pratik and Adit will be taking you through the details of the event Cobot-19, followed by Atharv and Sanskar, who will explain Robotics Insight problem statement. Over to you, Pratik.
Hello. Sanskar, next slide. Hello everyone, I'm Pratik. Our first event is Cobot-19. Okay. Some of you must have heard about the chatbot. In this competition, your task is to build a similar kind of bot which answers the user's queries. You will have to build this using an XML-based AML language in general. An AML chatbot can deliver a wide variety of services, like making online purchase, booking tickets, answering health-related queries, etc. So now the question is what an AML chatbot is. Basically, the chatbot is a program. AML chatbot is a program which contains several files. And how does it work? We give input a query, and the program outputs the responses depending upon the query, using its own brain. Okay, so now I suppose XML and AML are new languages for most of you. So it is completely fine if you don't know programming at this stage. You will be reading about the language on your own from its documentation available on the internet, and then implementing it in a team. We'll provide you all the required resources. Now, the theme of the competition. As it is also clear from this name, the theme of our competition is COVID pandemic. The queries met to the bot should be related to COVID, like updates about the statistics, possible symptoms, etc. For example, the questions can be kind of what is the total number of recoveries in India? Now, note that the responses that your board outputs need not be the actual answers. For example, for the first question, the answer to our first question can be any positive integer. You need not to output the factual correct answer, like what is the recoveries of India. Now, in addition to that, if a program outputs the correct response, then some bonus points are kept for that. I suggest you to first complete your basic board, and only after that try to implement the bonus part. The next slide. Now,
So
what is that?
AIM,
Yeah.
A- AIML is AIML was created like in start of the 2000s. So it is not very advanced, but so the main advantage, so it stands for artificial intelligence modeling language, and it is based on XML. So like you have many of you must have learned about HTML. So it is very similar to like it is similar to that in the sense that there are tags and opening tags, closing tags, and so it works on the basis of pattern matching. So if you put a pattern in it that if I input this then output that, so that way it function. And the main advantages of it is easy to understand. Like even if you don't know any coding, you can like if you see its code you can easily understand, and so which also implies it is easy to implement, and which implies it can be highly maintained very easily. So next slide. So this is the basic structure of an AIML program. So the work is done by the Python program, in which we use the AIML library, which is which you will download. So first, don't think about this brain file. The Python program start when the first time it starts, it goes to the startup file, and here the startup file tells it about what are the things like you have to do. So instead of writing all of the AIML files, we have to learn in one Python program. We only write the name of the startup file, which directs it to the other files, and we learn it in the Python program. And when the first time you are closing it, what we do is save whatever we learned from the AIML files in the brain file. So next time when you open it, you use the brain file, and it is very faster to load. So next slide. So these are some simple examples. मैं screen share.
Sanskar, can you stop your presentation? Adit share kar dega.
So the same thing I told you later. This is the .py file, the Python file, which this so if you have a brain already is there, so it will run using the brain file. Otherwise, it runs using the startup.xml file. And in the end, we save the brain while exiting, and until we type this exit, then brackets, it will keep taking our input and responding to it. And this is the startup file. What it does is it is also an AIML file only. And what if we type load, and then the star is place taker. So instead of star, we can type anything. So and here it will learn it, replacing this star slash with whatever we typed here, and then .xml, and here the those files. These are AIML files which will be learned. So now I will run one of this. So when I run this program, so it takes about 0.29 seconds, and but now we have to load these files. So here in this it was load this, and uh, AIML is not case sensitive. So if I write in small case load a, it loads this, and so this is the first example. Uh, a.xml. So this is how it works. We have a category for a response, then pattern. We said that it works on pattern matching. So if the program sees this pattern, hello there, then it will respond with the template, and in the template we only have this general Kenobi. So if I type in here, so it responds like this, and we can make it the template more complicated, and we can also make the pattern more complicated. So in b.xml we have in the template we have random. So out of these it responds one at random. So first we have to load it. So it loads very fast, and then the pattern was suggest a game. So if you type it responds, and if we type it again it responds with something different. It could be same, but it is on randomly. So and this is another example. First you will then learn about these tags. So
Yeah.
Pratik, I will
Yeah.
go to Pratik.
Yes, Oscar, please share the screen. Okay, so as Adit has already explained you, AIML language is coded using tags. So every tag must be closed. What it means is that all tags which you use must be closed after its use is over. This is the format in which tag is used. This is the tag opening, and to close it, we put a slash here. Now, some commonly used tags are these. I'll explain them one by one in subsequent slides. Yeah, so these are four basic tags. The first one is AIML. So AIML is put in the very starting of the document and at the very end. It indicates the starting and ending of the AIML file. And it is used only once in a single file. The next one is category. It defines the unit of knowledge in board's knowledge base. This tag must have pattern and template text contained inside it. So what is pattern tag? Pattern defines the pattern to match what is user input to the board. It is basically input. Like when we input something, a program tries to match with certain items which we have put in the pattern tags, and then if it matches to the one, then it outputs its template. So basically, in a single category tag, there are one pair of pattern and template tag. Template defines the response to the board users input. Next. These are some other tags which we use in our program. The first one is random. So random outputs anyone responses randomly from the items specified in the list. Random tag is used along with li tags. As it was there in one example, like there were 3 items: chess, ludo, and other game. So The next one is li tag. So li tag is used in random tag. Basically, li is used with every item uh, to carry different responses that are to be delivered to the users on a random basis. The next is SRI. It is used when we want to map more than one input to the same output. So this tag enables AML to define the different targets pattern for the same template. For example, if someone says hi or other one says hello, then we want our bot to reply only with hello. So we can map these two inputs with the same output hello with this SRI tag. The next one is star tag. It is used to match wildcard star characters in pattern tag. As it was there also in one example, like if we, it is like a variable. If we want to keep some our input as variable, then we can put that star in our ML file, and after that, the computer learns it and can later use it. The next one is think and set and get tag. These tags are used to like store some value in the variable. Think tag is used with this set or get. These will be more clearer in the subsequent examples. Now over to you, Adit. Before that, these are some programming basics. Like for those who don't know programming at this stage, the first one is condition statement. While we write any program, we use condition statements. Like we specify a condition. If that condition is true, then we instruct our program to execute statement 1, and if it is false, then statement 2 is executed. For example, here is a code snippet. Here the condition is a greater than 2. If integer a is greater than 2, then our statement 1 is print a is greater than 2. Else, if a is not greater than 2, then it will output a is less than or equal to 2. In our AML code, we don't have if else explicitly, but the code is executed in that way. For example, it tries to match our input with different inputs we have specified in our file, and if it matches with the one, then it outputs the template corresponding to that pattern. And if it is not matched with anyone, then it outputs it gives a kind of error or like so. The code is executed in if-else conditional way, but it doesn't have any if-else statements explicitly. Now, Adit.
So this is for loop. Like if statement, you have to go only like in the front, and in it you can come back to whatever you were doing. So the for loop and while loop are very similar. Like you can say in this, if we are in the do stuff thing, we are updating the variable also instead of doing it other way. So it becomes a while loop. So first one is for loop and second one is while loop. So we come to the code. If a condition is satisfied, we go we do some stuff, and the for loop updates the variable for us there, and we come back to the condition. So if after updating the variable it remains, then also the condition is satisfied, we do stuff again, like if I is less than 100 thing, and in update variable we can have increase I by 1. So if it will execute 100 times, if do stuff the I is not changed, and if it is false, then it goes do the rest of the codes. And similarly in while loop, but the do stuff thing is the condition changes in the do stuff thing. So slide share करना है. So these are some more examples. And so in the previous code we saw, here we saw the random tag, the pattern tag, template tag, and the AIML tag. Also in the startup one, we saw the we see the learn tag and the star tag, use of learn tag and the star tag. And uh, in the chatbot, we see the use of while statement and if else also. So uh, mm, in A1, a.xml file, we see that the pattern is hello there, and this template is according to the template responses generated. So let's go to C. So here we have type load C. In the startup one, we have load star. So anything load after that, anything, it will learn that whatever in the star place we had and dot xml. So we type load C. So instead of star, there is C. So it will learn c.xml, and here we have the c.xml. And here we use the star tag and the set tag. So it is like you can predict what should be the response of, if I type this, what should be the response, and then if I type this, what should be the response, without even knowing anything much about coding. So let's try that. So uh, so this is the response, like as you could have predicted. So here set name dog. So star, whatever there was in star, it sets that to the name dog, and later in this we use the get tag to get whatever was saved. So now if I ask it, spelling should be correct. So it responds with whatever was saved here. Instead of ABC, I could have written anything else. And next time if I ask, it responds with that only. And now we will see in this d.xml one use of topic tag. So it is important, like topic is very useful because in human conversations, context of previous talk involves what same thing which would mean. So if I say this, let's discuss movies, it sets the topic name using the similar set tag to movies. And if I say let's discuss games, it sets that to games. And later when I say suggest, if it is the topic is set to movies, it suggests Batman, and if it is set to games, it suggests Pac-Man. So we'll see how it working. So um,
Pradeep, I guess you have forgot to load file D.
oh, first we have to load it, then same response. So now it responds with this, and if I type suggest, it suggests Batman. Now if instead of let's discuss movies, I type games and then type the same suggest, it suggests Pac-Man. So this is like very useful. um, this example. So now I stop sharing.
Okay, so now this is the problem statement of this competition. As I have already mentioned that the theme of the competition is coronavirus, and yeah, the problem statement, what precisely is, your task is to create an AML chatbot which will act as response both to answer people's general questions about coronavirus, like updates about the statistics, which possible symptoms, etc. Some possible examples can be like how, what are the symptoms of coronavirus. These are mere examples. You can think other than these also. How many active cases in India, etc. Now note that the responses need not be factually true, but bonus is there. For example, your bot did not give the exact hospital name nearest to your location. We just expect the bot to answer such a question. I again suggest that first try to build a basic bot, and only after that try to implement the bonus part. Now, points will be given on the following factors: the variety of questions the bot is able to answer, creativity and completeness, how human like the bot feels. Here is the bonus part, as I already explained. Like, as you already know, this is a team event, a team of 6 people, and you will also assign the mentor, which will be the secretary of robotics club to help you. But keep in mind, they won't write the code for you, just assist you whenever you are stuck. You can register with this link, and note that submission deadline is 10th January 11:59 p.m. and the final code is to be submitted through this form, and we'll provide you resources through this Slack channel. Okay. Yes, Anushka, I'm done.
Yeah. So the second event of the Robotics Club IIT Kanpur is the Robotics Insight. So the aim of this event slash competition is to observe a relevant problem in your surrounding and devise a solution for it, which has an application of robotics. So by problem, it doesn't necessarily have to be a major problem. It can be like any quality of life thing. Like it can be any small problem which we face in our day-to-day life. So it can be anything. So the team structure and everything is given. You can check it out. The registration link is given as well. So there would be 2 rounds in this competition. The first round is project proposal. Yeah, so we'll first go over the specifics. So your proposal size should be between 2 to 5 pages. Anything less than 2 would be rejected, and anything greater than 5 would be constrained to the first 5 pages. So if you write like 6 pages, we will only consider the first 5. So take care of that. Also, the font size of your proposal must be 12, uniform throughout the proposal. So even the headings and stuff should be in the font size 12. Like you can use bold and italics and stuff to highlight the headings. So there are some details given for the project, like project title, introduction. Here are some examples which we have given for you. You can check them out. Yeah, so now like we'll go over the detailed problem statement. So yeah, so you will have to for the problem that you have selected, you have to explain that why the problem is relevant to us and what is the scale to which the problem affects us all. And also you will have to explain in detail like what is the solution that you have provided and like how it will solve the problem. Yeah. And next is the uniqueness. You will have to explain that why is your solution unique? Like is there any previous work in this field, and why should we consider your solution? Like what advantages does it give over the previous solutions? Then diagrams and flowcharts, that is concept level block diagrams. These are important. You will have to provide a basic flowchart as to how your solution slash machine is working, like what different system does it have, like how does it proceed to work, and even better, like if you provide a hand-drawn sketch of your solution. Yes, and also take note that by solution I mean the robot or machine or any mechanism that you have devised. Next is the limitation of your solution. So like we all know that like none of the solutions are universal. Like there is always some limitations, always some drawbacks of your solution. So like you will have to think like where your solution won't work, and you will have to mention it, like where it won't be advantageous to use your solution, and also where it won't work. The next important thing you have to mention is the cost analysis. So like you can't use a like lot of funds to solve a simple problem. So you have to take care of your cost analysis, and you have to mention like all the parts that you have used in your solution, and also you have to mention their cost. So cost control is one thing that you will have to take care of. Then another thing is that this competition like doesn't end here. Like you have to tell us that what are your long term plans with this project. Like if you want to pitch this somewhere in some other competition, like what are your plans with it, how motivated you are to continue working with this. So yeah, and the last thing is the references. So references are important, like many a times to like get information. We search on the net, we Google stuff, even to search for some ideas, we Google. So like whatever you pick from the net, you have to mention that from where you have taken it. You have to properly mention the websites, and even if you are using some images, you have to properly reference them, that from where you have taken them. So the submission guidelines are given here. The form link and stuff is given. Check that out, and take care that the submission deadline is the midnight of 6 January. So submit before that. Now Sanskar will proceed to explain you about the round 2 of this competition.
So based on the proposals which we will be receiving in round 1, we will select certain teams for round 2. In round 2, you have to give a presentation for the proposal which you have made, which will be held on 8th of the January. You would receive information about that. So it is highly recommended that you make a Google presentation for the same. The time limit of your presentation should be less than 7 minutes. If your presentation is longer than 7 minutes, you will be asked to stop after first 7 minutes. The final evaluation will be based on both round performance in both round 1 and round 2, with 75% weightage to round 1 and 25% weightage to round 2. The things on which we will be judging your proposals are its uniqueness, feasibility of the project, how is it different from already existing solutions, proposal aesthetics, effectiveness of your presentation, how cost effective it is, and other general parameters. Remember that there are extra points if the problem by you is related to COVID. If your proposal solves a problem caused due to the COVID pandemic. Any further announcements regarding the same will be shared in the Y20 channel of the Robotics Club, so we would recommend you to join it.
I'd like to add something. So like the Insight is one of the few competitions like where you will be able to pitch your own ideas to others instead of we giving you the exact problem and you solving it. So like this would be beneficial to you in the future as well. So like in the near future you will be like mailing to profs and all for project and stuff. So like this event would be very helpful for you for doing that stuff. Like it will teach you how to create your own proposal, how to exactly pitch your problem, and how to exactly convince the prof to like give you the project and stuff. So it would be really helpful for you.
That's a good point. So now we will go over a proposal from the Robotics Insight, which was held last year, so that you can know what exactly is expected from you. Okay, so this is a proposal about a tire puncture repairing machine. Remember that you do not have to copy it as it is. It is just to give you an idea of what is expected. So in the initial part, you have to explain the problem which you are trying to solve. Like in this,
and it is clearly mentioned that they are trying to solve the problem faced by automobiles in a punctured tire. After that, you have to go to the solution part of it. Like, how are you proposing to solve that problem in your way? So in this proposal, first mechanical design of the solution is explained thoroughly, like what would the machine look like, and what all things would be used in it. After that, they have explained the mechanism of machine. The first being how it would detect the puncture location of the puncture, like at which point the tire is puncture. Then explaining how it would repair the puncture. It is recommended that you add diagrams to it so that it is easier to understand and would increase the effectiveness of your solution. A flowchart for same is made over here, explaining how exactly the machine would function. And in the end, you have to add the cost analysis of your solution, like what all parts would be used in it and what are their estimated costs.
Just note that this example that we're providing is only for references, so like you don't have to necessarily follow it to the dot. You can just you can write your own proposal. You don't have to like copy the exact format of this.
And in the end, you can give the references of the links which you have referred.
We'll be sharing. This is the page with the contact details. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to us. Uh, also, also, if you have any doubts, ask it in the live chat. We'll wait for a few minutes.
I want to add something for the first competition. It we showed you that there are three files in our program. One is Python file, one is XML, and the other one is IML file. So you will be provided the Python file and the XML file. You don't need not to edit them. So you will only work. You will have to work only on the AML file. Okay, so these will be provided on this text channel itself.
रजिस्ट्रेशन लिंक के रिगार्डिंग तुमको शायद मेल आ गया था, तुम अपने मेल्स चेक कर लो.
We'll also be posting it on Slack. तो वर्कस्पेस तो पक्का ज्वाइन कर लेना.
कोबॉट वाले में कोड लिखना है आपको, लाइक सूडो कोड नहीं चाहिए, प्रॉपर कोड लिखना है. ऑल्सो जो कोबॉट वाला कोबॉट वाला इवेंट है उसमें लाइक आपको आपके क्रिएटिविटी पे जज किया जाएगा. सो इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आप कितने रिस्पॉन्सेज उसमें ठूस रहे हो. मतलब आप कितना क्रिएटिव हो सकते हो आपके चैटबॉट के साथ, उस पर आपको जज किया जाएगा. तो लाइक टेक केयर ऑफ दैट.
जो टीम्स में तुम लोगों ने रजिस्टर किया है ना फॉर द टेक वीक, द सेम टीम्स विल बी पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन दीज इवेंट्स. ठीक है, तो जो रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म है उसमें वही मेंबर्स फिर से फिल करना. ओके, सो सिंस और कोई डाउट
नहीं
नहीं
एक
है,
सेकंड रुको.
विल रैप अप.
एक सेकंड. See, by creativity means like you don't just have to like be constrained to the text वाला part कि like बस responses आएंगे. Like और भी चीजें जैसे like browser integration या audio integration अगर आप करना चाहो तो so like मतलब आपको जो चाहिए वो आप कर सकते हो. वैसे कोई जरूरत नहीं है कि like text को स्टिक कर रहे हो. काफी मतलब essentially वो तो like Python कोड ही करता है, तो like आप उसमें Python में जो भी चीजें कर सकते हो वो सब कर सकते हो.
हाँ, जैसे जैसे तुम लोग पढ़ते जाओगे ना, you'll realize कि तुम और क्या क्या कर सकते हो उसमें.
Yeah, so like AIML is just the interface to run Python वाली चीजें. So like Python में अगर आप कोई चीज कर सकते हो तो उसको आप AIML में भी इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हो. So उस पे आप देख लो फिर आप कितना क्रिएटिव हो सकते हो. मतलब मैंने 2 चीजें बता दी थी, ब्राउजर ऑटोमेशन और ऑडियो इंटीग्रेशन. और भी काफी चीजें जो आप कर सकते हो.
हाँ, तो रजिस्ट्रेशन का फिर से बता देती हूँ एक बार कि जो टीम्स तुमने टेक वीक के लिए रजिस्टर की है वो सेम टीम्स ही ये इसमें पार्टिसिपेट करेंगी. तो फॉर्म में वही मेंबर्स के डिटेल्स डालना साथ में.
एंड ऑल्सो अगर रजिस्टर ना भी करो तुम लोग तो तुम्हें मेंटर्स का मेल आ जाएगा आज 12 बजे से पहले आ जाएगा रात के. सो उसके बाद अगर जिसको ना आए तो वो हम कोऑर्डिनेटर्स को कांटेक्ट कर लेना.
हाँ.
एंड और किसी को कोई डाउट्स है? टीम कब तक बनानी है? ठीक है, टीम नहीं बनानी है, अब तो हो गया शायद ये क्लियर.
और मतलब बाद में जो भी डाउट्स आएंगे तुमको लाइक मेंटर्स को तुम पूछ सकते हो, तो वो दिक्कत नहीं है.
हाँ, मेंटर्स की लिस्ट रात तक मिल जाएगी, उनके कॉन्टैक्ट्स मिल जाएंगे, तुम्हें खुद अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा उन्हें. तो जो भी डाउट्स है वो क्लियर कर देंगे.
ठीक है, आई होप और कोई डाउट्स नहीं है. एंड हम कोशिश करेंगे एक डेमो वीडियो स्लैक पे डाल दें जिससे तुम्हें थोड़ा आइडिया लग जाए चैटबॉट का. एंड एक प्रपोजल भी, मतलब इनसाइट के लिए एक डेमो प्रपोजल भी डाल देंगे स्लैक पे. सो स्लैक ज्वाइन करना इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
Okay, then let's wrap the session. Okay. Okay, then let's wrap the session. Okay.